Wow, looking at the comments, it seems some people are seriously offended by the fact that I modified drawer slides to make linear glides. It's sort of like, I wouldn't know how to do this, so you shouldn't either. Don't make me look stupid. But I actually think this is a better solution. Now, when I designed the original Panther router, that's this one, there wasn't anything like that available. There wasn't any Banggood or whatever that you could order these things cheaply off of China, or at least I didn't know about it. But I think the drawer slides are actually the better solution because they're just sandwiched between those two layers of plywood. There's just a 10mm gap, and they slide nicely, and they're quite sturdy, and I can protect them from dust. Whereas if you use linear bearings, which have come down in price quite a bit, so I don't mean to discourage to switch yours to using linear bearings, but that's almost 50mm from here to here, so that adds a lot of height to the machine. Of course, people point out you can buy some of these really cheap from China, but a lot of these are just 8mm shafts. That's just half the diameter of this. Not stiff enough, so you have to look around maybe some fully supported rails, or at least ones that are at least 10mm in diameter, and they need to be at least 40 centimeters long. At that point, you're looking at least $50 for the rails, which really isn't that bad. So again, you can build yours with linear rails or things like that if you want to. You can also get linear glides, but even from China, those become seriously expensive, like you're talking hundreds of dollars. Now, the other thing that I seem to get a lot of comments on is I said, well, dust can get in if I pull this way back here. And everybody seems to be suggesting some kind of solution to prevent that from happening. But really, why bother? It has never been a problem. It's not like the dust is going to jump up like that. So this one I built like that 7.5 years ago. And again, it's got the same thing where dust could potentially get in from below when it's all the way back. And it's never been a problem. So it's one of those things that I mentioned as like, oh yeah, that could be a slight problem, but it's not a problem that's worth solving. Everybody seems to say, oh, you could solve it this way, solve it that way. It's just not worth it. So yeah, anyways, that's just addressing some of the repeating comments on my video about making the linear glides for this Panther router.